here's the warm market product, if you want to take a picture of that, if you didn't get it from yesterday. It's just a sample. It's not meant to be an exact word for word, as you know. You guys have already modified quite a bit over the course of the last 3-4 hours, or over the course of today. Modified a lot, learned what worked for you, okay? But the one thing I want to kind of mention, because somebody mentioned it during the break, is do you see why it makes me nervous when people watch a few of the videos on how to do a 90-day game plan online and they charge out there without what you've learned? I've talked about blitz days for forever, but very few of you understood what a blitz day until you went through it. You went, oh, okay, that's a completely different thing. Let me give you the warm market service sample script. This is coming back. And also, just so you know, all of you are going to have access to the replay also from the live stream. Yeah. You're here. So Chad will send you out that, the link to be able to, you need to use your email to register. He'll send that out to you. So when you get home, you'll be able to watch it again for the next 7 days. It'll be up. All of these people need to get access to the live stream for the next 7 days, same as the people who are watching online. Yeah, Sunday-ish. Yeah, email. Yeah, okay, email Chad, poor Chad. Yeah, right. Don't say that out loud. So all of these things, you'll be able to look back again. You'll be able to see your bright, smiling faces. Some of you are going to be movie stars. The dancers for sure. That's got to be a Network Marketing Pro show. Absolutely. That's going to be a show. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow, but in the next couple days, you will be famous or infamous. Okay, so you got that? Okay, take a picture for crying out loud. Okay, I want to talk to you about what you do after your campaign is done. Once you got your plane in the ground, or off the ground and into the sky, and you're exhausted, and you can't go 100% anymore. You've got to throttle it back. What do? How do you manage that? It's crucial. It's crucial that you keep up appearances. In other words, don't show everybody that you're exhausted. The language needs to say the same, even if the activity's changed. In other words, hey, things are going crazy, they're going amazing, people are signing up all over the place, the events are happening, stuff's happening. Go get them, let's go get them. And then maybe hang up the phone and do nothing for just a little bit, just to keep yourself sane. You still need to stay 50, 60% throttle, but you can't stay white hot, that hot. This is something where keeping up appearances would be, you've already recruited your 20, now you're driving in depth. In other words, you can go and do a little blitz day with a group and coach them while they're doing it. That's not as intense. You can provide some support, some training, that kind of stuff. You can encourage people to come to the events. You can encourage people to use the tools, encourage people to use the products. In other words, you're being a leader. You're getting action to happen that wouldn't have happened if you weren't there. So keep up appearances. You're going to be driving duplication. You're going to continue to lead by example. just not as crazy white hot 24/7. Make it look like your 90-day game plan is continuing. I used to have a mentor. His name was Michael Nelson, one of the first guys that taught me. He was so good at creating urgency. And Michael was one of the leaders that he never made himself too available. He was always moving in another direction. He was always a little bit busy, always had stuff going on, but that always created some spark and intrigue, because familiarity does breed what? Contempt. Familiarity, people they're hanging out and you have a bad day in front of your group, that's not a good thing. You can't let down in front of your group. Michael taught me never to let down in front of the group, ever, 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 ever. Don't have a bad day in front of the group. Because when you do, that plants a seed of doubt in the group's mind. That gets the group nervous when you have a bad day. Top leaders need to be on their A game. And when they're not, they need to be somewhere else. So I remember after we had opportunity meetings every week in Minneapolis. And after the opportunity meetings, one of my favorite things, and one of the places where I learned more, was in the lounge after the meeting. After everybody'd circle up and everybody's done, they'd all go out and have a soft drink or something cold or serious. I'm not a drinker, but people would have a beer here, or they'd have a Diet Coke or whatever. Okay? We'd all sit around, order some snacks or whatever. We'd sit around, we'd talk about business, and we'd hang out, and we'd have our guests with us, and we'd just hang out, and it was really fun to have that environment. And Michael was never really a regular there. He'd stop in, he'd order a drink, have about half of it, and say, well, listen, I got to go. I've got a conference call. I got to get home. I've got a conference call in 20 minutes. I've got to go. You guys have a great night. A lot of stuff going on. I'll see you later. And boom, poof, he was gone like smoke. Poosh. And I didn't learn till like 5-10 years later that he didn't really have a conference call 20 minutes later. He was just telling me that. But it inspired me. I'm like, dang, it's 10 o'clock at night. He's got a conference call in 20 minutes? Are you kidding me? Now, I'm not saying you should tell things that are untrue to your group, but what I am saying is have a jump in your step. Keep things moving. Have your conversation with urgency in it. One of the things that I did a big blitz early on, and one of my goals was to go to Disneyland, take the kids to Disneyland after this blitz. And I went through the blitz and I hit my goal, and then I told the whole group, I'm going to Disneyland. This is what this business can do for you. And Michael was going, dude, that's such a bad idea. I said, what are you talking about? He said, Eric, the message you just sent is now is not the time to build. I said, I'm going to Disneyland. It's like aspirational. They want to go to Disneyland too if they work hard like I do. He's like, I hear what you're saying, but the message you just sent was now is not the time. Wow. So what do I tell them? Say you're going to California to go recruit. Okay, because he was right. I said, well, Michael, you're not right. That's not true. Oh, come on. People need to have dreams. They need to have hopes. I just gave them hope. And guess what? I left for a week. My group left for 3 weeks. They were gone. They did nothing when I was gone. I had to rebuild from scratch when I got back. They had disappeared like smoke. They were gone. I was like, he was right. So I learned to say when I went on vacation, I'm going to Florida to recruit. I'm going to Italy to recruit. I'm going to wherever to recruit. I'm going to the Bahamas, great recruiting zone. Seriously. So it's the language. You understand? the message that you're sending to everyone is important. The urgency that you have in your voice is important. The excitement you have for their dreams is important. The fact that you're still talking about telling the story, developing raving fans of your product or service, helping people, improving lives, contributing, fulfillment, growth. That's the language that you're talking all the time. Really a big deal. Now, I'm going to give you some leadership things, but before I do that, I have to talk about something that's real. What could go wrong? You decide you're going to engage in this 90-day game plan. What could go wrong? Wow. I got to be honest with you. As soon as you make this decision, you're going to do this. You're going to make it happen. Watch my smoke. I'm going to crush this thing. I'm recruiting 20 people. I'm going to inspire those people to go out there and build a business. I'm going to look for the greatness in all of them. I'm going to see who's going to end up being those 4 that drive 95% of my business 12 months from today. I'm bringing this class of 2014 to the next level. I'm going to own this local market. I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to make it all happen. As soon as you decide and you say clear, as soon as you say that, the universe is going to test you. It's the only way I know how to say it. And I'm giving you this friendly warning because some of you are going to go, oh my gosh, he wasn't kidding. You won't believe the stuff that will happen. Anybody ever see the movie The Truman Show? The Truman Show with Jim Carrey? One of my favorite movies. Good network marketing movie, good laws of association movie. People wanting to keep you in the bubble that they like you to stay in. But if you remember the movie, they planted this fear in him about being afraid of water. And he's like, hey, wait a minute, I got to get out of here. There's something wrong. There's something going on. I don't belong here. There's a bigger world for me. And he decides, I'm leaving. And they immediately put the pressure on. They try everything they can. His fake wife all of a sudden becomes pregnant. This person all of a sudden gets sick. They start putting this pressure. This job situation happens. The best friend, they send in the best friend to try and convince him that he's thinking the wrong thing. And that's what the universe is going to do to you. Just like that little director sitting above that bubble, say, send in the best friend. Somebody's going to send in the best friend to you. Send in the family, because we can't let them leave. Send in the neighbors. Send in the job. Put the full court press on. We can't let this happen. It'll be disaster if this person leaves this bubble. And I promise you it's going to happen. Weird things are going to, family members are going to get sick. There's going to be a crisis at work. If you own a business, the key employees are going to quit. I mean, it's just the weirdest thing you'd almost think it was like the Truman Show. But here's what happens. At some point, you've got to get to the point that say, I'm willing to do this or die. I'm willing to do this or else. I'm not going back anymore. I'm moving forward. And usually the escape plan is just like in the Truman Show. It's in the place that your fear is sitting. And for him, it was in the water, the thing that he was afraid of. And that was where they didn't expect him to go. So he gets in the water, he gets in the sailboat, and he starts sailing. And then they find him. The universe finds him. There he is. We got him. Send the wind. And they pound the wind. Send the rain. They pound the rain. Send the waves. They pound the waves. He'll give up. He'll stop. And even the people in the universe booth are saying, enough, you're going to kill him, enough. You can't do this anymore. This is too much. You got to let him go. And finally, he yells up to the universe and says, you're going to have to kill me. Is that all you got? You're going to have to kill me. And they say, the universe finally says, okay, fine, let him go. Sun comes out. But he had to get to that stage. He had to get to that point where he was not willing to back down. And I promise you, you're going to get to that point. Yes.
My universe tested me today.
Your universe tested you today.
My dog had a seizure.
Oh, your dog? I'm telling you, stuff's going to happen. Stuff's going to happen. And it's going to test everything in you, in every direction. But at some point, you got to understand, is this your purpose? Is this why you're here? Are you here to help other people? Are you here to face your fears and move beyond your current circumstance? Or are you going to be knocked out by the tests that will be thrown your way? I need to let you know that, because it's going to happen. So then you do hit the edge of that bubble, and you do walk through the door, and you do say, see ya to that life. And you realize there's a bigger world out there. That's the reality of what's going to happen to you between now and the time you say clear and you go to jump. There's going to be some stuff that shows up. Just know that it's normal. It's not a sign that you're not supposed to do it. It's a sign that you're supposed to move through it. That's what that resistance is. You may feel like quitting. Everything won't be smooth. You're going to have some inner circle problems. Some people are going to try and mess up what you're doing. Distractions will show up. You might need to make course corrections. And the biggest, you might need to make relationship corrections. During this period of time, it's incredibly important to surround yourself with people, just like you were surrounded with today, that encourage you, that support you, that challenge you for the best in yourself, and that you limit your exposure to people that are not helping you go in the direction of your dreams. Don't spend a lot of time with negativity, because it'll take you right off track. So some people are so interested in keeping the peace that they sacrifice their lives. They don't want to ruffle any feathers, so they give up the next 10 years. Those 10 years are going to be gone. You don't get them back. The next 10 years should be amazing. They should be an adventure. How many movies do you need to see where you're almost yelling at the screen saying, get away from that relationship, it's going to destroy your life. You can't stay friends with that person and expect to be healthy. You can't. When you dance with the devil doesn't change. The devil changes you. You got to be aware of negative influence. Surround yourself with positive. Find a workout friend. Maybe somebody in this room. Find somebody that'll get you up in the morning and challenge you and look in the face and say, you can do more than you did. Find somebody who will force you to look at the potential that's inside of you. Find somebody. I've had several workout partners in my career, and the workout partner is the greatest thing ever, because they can help you see blind spots. They can help you when you get that lazy phase. They could say, hey, you're doing it, come on. And when they're down, you could pick them up. That's a great workout partner. Sometimes it's not upline, downline. Sometimes it's crossline. You know what I mean? Somebody that there's no financial interest really connected. You're just a friend in the profession. But relationship corrections are wildly important. If you want to really hold what you got here this weekend, you want to really hold it, make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are excited about you pursuing your dreams. Not going to send the wind and send the rain, send the waves. Because that's what a lot of people in your life are going to do without even consciously knowing that they're doing it. They're going to try and capsize you. It's going to happen. So, after that little warning, if you understand that, is it better that you understand that this is probably going to happen as you leave here? It's better, right? It's the reason why you set expectations for a brand new person, let them know not everybody's going to understand network marketing right away. We got to work on some skills. We're going to set some expectations. We're going to make this stuff happen. Last thing I want to share with you is to talk to you a little bit about leadership, and then we're going to wrap up. Leadership. In my opinion, the definition of a leader is somebody who creates an environment where people take action when they normally wouldn't have taken action. When you go home, do you create an environment where people are taking action? Before I get into this, let me just, okay. Now let's talk about leadership. The big thing that I learned about leadership, one is creating this environment where people will take action. But if I had to describe the muscle of leadership, it would be described like this.